Today's sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Lone Star State and the very mammoth AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. Coming up, an important divisional round matchup in the NFC between the Arizona Cardinals and the Dallas Cowboys. The first of 4 berths in the conference championships on the line here as divisional weekend in the NFL is underway. Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring out of bounds here just past the 20-yard line.
Man left. 3 down.
On 1st and 10, here's Murray. And the Cowboys' pressure gets there this time for the sack. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Murray's throw pulled in by Hopkins.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, you got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
And that is incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
So still a scoreless game in the first, but they're going to go for this thing on their own side of the field on 4th down.
Check, Mike 42.
And now a timeout called by the Cowboys defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Oh, a big decision here early. Look at this. They're going to go for it on their own side of the field.
Mike 9. Check.
They're going for it. Hits Murray. This one complete to Christian Kirk.
Come on, baby. Let's 1, 2, 3. We got 3, fellas. We got 3.
First down, Arizona.
Murray now on 1st down. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. So they'll wind up losing 5 yards on the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
Big ace. I'm coming.
Murray now. This one grabbed by A.J. Green. And in their own territory, needing only a few inches, they're going to line up to go for this thing on 4th down.
What? Here I come. Mike 55. Hey, eat.
Well, they go with a tight end carry. And he's got enough for the first across midfield to the 48. But they only needed about 4 or 5 inches there. Relied on the big guys up front and got it done.
Yeah, this is the time to just go ahead and hit it straight ahead. No juking, right? No movement in the backfield. Take the ball and go. As I heard a coach tell a player a long time ago, save your dancing for the club, son. Just get up into that line of scrimmage.
And he gets this inside the 35-yard line.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight-ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid gain.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Hey, we got 3 down.
On 2nd down now, it's Connor, and he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script, you go through your play calling, you go through all the stuff and establish things, and it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
From the red zone, here's the Heisman Trophy winner, Murray. And his throw is incomplete.
Quarterbacking 101. Never force the ball into double coverage, especially not this close to the goal line. The windows are so tight, you just don't want to force it in there because it could be tipped up and picked off.
Mike 9. You can't block me.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Murray to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
It's been a good opening drive offensively thus far, but you know they don't want to waste it and settle for a field goal attempt after that incompletion. So this is a big play coming up here on 3rd down.
Hey. You got it.
Throwing now is Murray.
We got a steal. Here we go.
That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked off by Malik Hooker. And the Cowboys are going to get possession here as they force the opening drive turnover. And certainly, look, you're on the road in the playoffs. That is a suboptimal start, opening drive INT.
And, partner, sometimes I wonder, do these teams talk about it to such an extent that maybe you almost talk yourself into the turnover when you're trying to avoid it?
Yeah, maybe they get a little too worried about keeping the football, and then you give it to the other team right off the bat. And look, we said it, on the road, this is just a terrible, terrible start for them.
It is, and now they've got to rely on their defense.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, they always talk about playing great team defense, and that was an excellent example right there. Everyone on assignment, no one in the wrong spot, everyone filling their gaps.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Count. All day. 47. Mike 9.
Throwing. Prescott. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
And that's a nice job there because you got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties, and he's able to knock that one away.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8.
9's the Mike. Hey, let's get that ball, D. Let's get that ball.
Now Prescott.
Hey, we got a steal.
Got his man there, complete to Gallup. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. After getting that turnover on the first drive of the game, you'd hate to just stall out the momentum, go 3 and out. They're able to avoid that there.
Yeah, we talk about complementary football all the time, but I think it's a little bit deeper than that. Defense went out, forced a turnover, gave the ball to the offense. It's now the offense's responsibility to pay that off for them, to show respect to them. Hey, you guys got a turnover? We appreciate it. They want to continue their drive.
Pick it up, guys. Pick it up.
Meanwhile, Prescott's throw there caught by Gallup. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds.
Timing is everything, and they work on this cut all the time. They work on all the timing patterns, and this time it paid off for them. Worked him to the center of the field, cut it to the outside, ball's delivered, gets both feet down for the completion.
A first down carry by Elliott. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness. He's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
On 2nd and 11 now. Prescott. And there is Amari Cooper, his first catch. We're scoreless after one. And this defense going to bring out a couple extra DBs here on 3rd and a yard.
65.
Prescott off play action. Deep ball for Goodwin. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. Marquise Goodwin, 48 yards. And the Cowboys are on the board first here in this division round matchup. Zerline good with a PAT. And it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we've got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you've got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah, will they make up for it? And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. Here's Murray. Being chased out left. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. 5 yards that time out of the scramble. But now they're looking at a 4th down situation.
9, Mike, 9. Here we go. Tight end right, tight end right. Out.
They do go for it. It's Murray. And he will have the first down as he gets this to the 47. So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 47. Murray going to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And that throw behind his man, he missed him, incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
Let's get off the field, D. Let's get off the field.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Murray.
Here we go.
This is caught. It's Kirk. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
I'm going to run you over. Mike 9. Hey, we got
to throw is Murray.
Baby, come on, let's go.
He's going to look deep end zone for Hopkins. And Hopkins has got it. Touchdown, Arizona. DeAndre Hopkins, 31 yards. And the Cardinals are just an extra point away from tying this game. Prater for the extra point. And we are tied here in the 2nd quarter. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. From his end zone, Wilson.
Play to win. Let's go.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really looked clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Hey, we got a seal. We got a seal. We got a seal. 47. Man, I got
3rd and short yardage. Prescott. They're looking for Lamb, but it's intercepted. Buda Baker with a pick. And they will score. It's a pick 6 for the Cardinals touchdown.
Let's go.
And we'll see if that pick 6 looms large as this game continues, because we've seen plays like that alter a lot of playoff contests over the years.
I would agree with that totally, and you often think to yourself, why do they alter it so much? Because after games, don't we hear coaches and players say, well, one play doesn't usually determine the outcome? But I don't think that's really true, do you? Because there's times when we see plays like that, and all of a sudden the momentum jumps to that team side, it deflates the other side, and they never pick it back up. And then things really go from there, don't they?
That's the thing for me. We talk about momentum changes. A play like that is the ultimate momentum change. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And they just had that pick 6. I guess the only positive maybe of them returning that for a touchdown. This offense right back out onto the field to try to make up for it.
I like that because now does...
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by Byron Murphy. And they will score. It's a pick 6 for the Cardinals touchdown. Prater on to add the extra point. It's good, and it is now 21-7.
Makes the score Cardinals 21, Cowboys 7.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Let's go. Let's go.
The Cowboys take over first down at their own 25-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And they gave up the pick 6, and now they'll be looking to right the ship here. Now, as a quarterback, are you a little more cautious this go-around?
You should be, just because after what you gave up, but you can't be so cautious as to just really take things in, and now you're not going to play loose enough to give your team a chance to score. But you still have to be careful, because those defensive guys, I know the reputation defense guys can't catch. All evidence to the contrary on that last possession, though.
On second down, it's Elliott. Oh, he's got some breathing room. Ezekiel Elliott gonna take it the distance. Touchdown, Cowboys. Ezekiel Elliott, 70 yards. And the Cowboys are able to show off their quick strike ability. Zerline connects on the extra point, and that'll cut the lead down to a touchdown. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match than a football game. Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
Let's keep it up, guys. Mike 9. Hey, we gotta get to 9. Mike over there.
Murray now on first down.
You think you gonna get this?
And his pass incomplete.
And I could see the officials kind of looking at each other down there, silently wondering, does this meet the level of grounding? Fortunately, he did have a receiver in the area, but I have seen less obvious throwaways called as penalties.
2nd and 10.
Big ace, big ace. I got wide. Mike 9.
Murray now to throw.
Who that?
And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
Mike 9, hey. We got a seal. We got a seal. Here we go, D.
Throwing again, Murray. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
Mike 9.
Throwing on 1st down is Murray. And complete to Zach Ertz. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. Now the Cards going to call another timeout, their 2nd, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Mike over there. Blue Dan, blue. Mike 9. Defense wins championships, baby. Mike 9.
Out of the gun, here's Murray. And this is thrown to the sideline. No receiver in the area, though, and that's going to bring out a flag. Clearly wasn't outside of the tackle box. There's your penalty.
And accompanying that penalty, a loss of down.
Oh, yeah, I'm coming. Hey, we got a...
From the gun, Murray.
We got a seal. Bandit.
That's going to be caught by Kirk. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. They got to get to the 20 to keep the drive alive on 3rd down. Now Murray again. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down. And Prater's kick is on the money. It's good. And the lead works its way up to 10, 24-14. So that one on target, and it adds to this first half lead.
And maybe we're too early to worry too much about 1-score lead, 2-score lead, etc. But this is where you kind of start banking those points that come in helpful later on.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And with him down 2 scores, you wonder if they might try and put something together, even if it's just to get into field goal range.
Here we go. Bang.
They'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And some room to roam now.
He's checking crack.
Ezekiel Elliott gonna take it the distance. Touchdown, Cowboys. Ezekiel Elliott as the first half is winding down. And the Cowboys are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half. Zerline good with a PAT. And the lead is down to a field goal. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And they will not really have time to do much of anything. 15 seconds, all that remains before halftime. Meanwhile, Murray's throw here complete into the hands of Ertz. From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. Shotgun now from Murray.
Hey, we got a seal.
Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked off by Kelvin Joseph. And the Cowboys are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. They'll start the drive with Elliott. And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Go to 54. Go to 54. Wide 80. Everybody kill. 58's the mic. Check the outs. Check the outs. Check the
Final play of the half. Prescott. Flushed out right. Oh, now he'll try and chuck it deep left side. And Prescott, his 3rd interception. Jalen Thompson picks it, and he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half. So we've come upon halftime here in this NFC divisional round matchup. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. A trip to the NFC title game hanging in the balance. Second half action back underway. This fielded right at the goal line. And they're going to start in a hole as he's brought down at the 11. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And Charles, that had to be an interesting locker room at halftime. This is a team that's had so much success this year. Haven't really had to deal with a lot of adversity at halftime, to be honest. But now here they are with their playoff lives on the line.
And I think when you're alluding to that interesting locker room, you're just wondering how are they handling that bit of adversity that they're seeing right now? Because I think this is a team that has to look to lean on the veterans at this point. We know we're better than this. We've proved it all season. Let them disseminate that confidence through the locker room. But this opening drive, it'll be an important one for them to give them a little jolt of confidence moving forward.
And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. Give him maybe a yard, quite the opposite from the previous big gainer. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Mike over there. Army.
They'll try to throw now. Prescott. Got a man complete to Cedric Wilson. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
Mike 9. Mike.
Off play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott. Flush to his right. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down.
We just saw a nice example of why teams often bring in baseball guys to teach quarterbacks how to slide in key situations. You want to protect your franchise guy. Make sure he doesn't get hurt. He did exactly that on that play. A perfect slide to avoid the big hit and pick up a first down.
212 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon. Options galore here. 2nd and a few inches.
Hey, let's pin the mirrors back and go.
They go to Elliott again. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line.
I hope we give enough respect to the big guys up front because they have been getting it done on this drive. The holes have been large, and they've been barreling through and picking up first downs.
Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete. 2nd and 10 here as we sit in the 3rd quarter of this divisional round matchup. Elliott running right. And he's able to get this inside the 10 now to the 9. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Play action now, Prescott. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit because they nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
And Zerline's kick is good. And that will tie us at 24-all. So they come away from this opening drive of the 3rd quarter with only 3, but it does draw them even.
Yeah, and that has to be job 1, doesn't it? A touchdown definitely would have been nice. We know that. But here, you get back on even terms, and now you've got most of the second half to try and get yourself into a position to win.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And their three-point halftime lead gone now, back to a tie game. But, Charles, I don't imagine that changes too much for this offense.
I would agree. I don't think it changes much at all, whether it's a three-point lead or a tie game. They know they have their work cut out for them, and they were going to run their offense in the same vein.
Second down and another run with Edmonds. He takes this for 3 to the 29.
Yeah, baby.
But they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Yeah, the Cowboys here on third down, bringing in an extra defensive back.
Quit talking about it.
Buzz.
Check 13. Check 13. Mike 9. Mike 9.
Now Murray.
Come on, D.
Looking deep for his tight end, Ertz. And that is incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a fourth down. Well done.
They've been brilliant, perfect on fourth down so far, 3 for 3, and they're going to try again here.
Buzz.
We got to get the ball, D. Get the ball.
They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. Oh, they've intercepted Murray for the third time. Picked off by Malik Hooker. Second straight drive now here, Charles, that have ended with an interception.
And I just wonder, because I don't think it's going to rattle him necessarily, but I also wonder if it's going to nerve him a little bit. Does it lead to another one, or does he find a way to pull it together and become sharp again?
The first down carried by Elliott doesn't amount to much, as he'll get forward for about a couple. 1 quarter remains for a trip to the NFC title game. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Mike 9. Hey. You got to.
On second down, Elliott once more. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Bang L. Hey, pick it up, defense. Let's go.
On third down, it's Prescott.
Mike over there. Here we go.
Escaping the pressure right. Oh, no, he lost the football. And the Cardinals have got it, going the other way.
Well, so much for the 4-minute offense. They were trying to reduce the clock, get in position to win the game, and leave no time for them to come back and catch them. And guess what? They turned the ball over. Yeah, I mean, they had it all set up for themselves, and they let it get away.
A solid run on first down, gain of 7, leaves them with a 2nd and 3.
Get him, boys.
It's a gain of 7.
Another carry now for Edmonds. And the lane closes up quickly as he'll get about 3 down to the 38.
Right there.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Trying to pick it up on the ground with Edmonds. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first.
There are a lot of different formulas to winning football, but one constant over the years, winning on third down. That pickup there was big because they had struggled throughout this one.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
We got to seal.
And now Murray's going to set up the throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Now that after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23.
Bucks.
Mike 9.
Hey.
Bang L.
Here's Murray as he sets to throw it. Zach Ertz has it complete. A big gain there after going backwards, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. They'll try and run for it with Connor. And he will have the first before he's brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
Brandon, unfortunately, I've been here before. They've had 2 opportunities to stop them, so this is demoralizing. They haven't gotten it done. Now you're calling all your blitzes, all your attack defenses, but you're not worried about playing your normal position. You're going to take chances now.
Well, you said it. 2 third down opportunities to get off the field. Couldn't do it, and the clock continues to roll. They'll run on first down, Edmonds. And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19.
This has been an up and down, back and forth type of a game, hasn't it? Maybe this long drive could take a little bit of the wind out of their sails, kind of settle things down a little bit.
Now it's 2nd and 9.
I'm here all day. I'm here all day. Check safety, check safety.
Omaha. Take it easy, Cuervo.
Here's Murray. He'll get this underneath to Edmonds. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So the Cardinals, they've got the football here as we get you reset. They've got it 1st and goal, looking to take the lead here in the late going. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. 2nd and goal from inside the 5.
Yeah, baby.
They'll run with Edmonds again. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Calling a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal.
Right there in the middle, 55. Coming, baby.
Murray to throw. Dancing to his left. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Kyler Murray taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Cardinals have broken the tie. Extra point good by Prater. And they will take a 7-point lead. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. They're down here in a 1-score game. But the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
They have the opportunity now. Here's the execution.
Right here, right here.
Here go 46.
Mike, 9.
Slam.
To throw, Prescott. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So back-to-back incompletions, now 3rd and 10. And first things first, before you think about marching the ball down the field, you got to move the chains.
You're exactly right. Got to get back into focus here. Get the first down. That's what's vital to them.
An important play right here, 3rd and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
Hey, kill.
Now Dak.
You ain't doing nothing today.
And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. Prescott.
We got to steal. I got you.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And oh, that one nearly intercepted. That would have sealed it. Instead, it'll be 2nd down.
Whew, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
Here's Dak.
Watch the run.
That is caught by Lamb. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game.
Set a tone.
Now Prescott. Eluding the pressure right. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Byron Murphy. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And they will score. It's a pick 6 for the Cardinals touchdown. Now Prater to add the PAT. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. And after the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. It's a squibber picked up around the 27. And they're going to have really good starting field position here as that's taken up close to the 40.
Let's go, boys. Bring it on.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They can't do much at this point, partner. This one is going to go down in the loss column.
You don't make up for what has happened during the game in this sequence here. Maybe you hand it off and let someone run the ball if you so choose. But otherwise, just kneel down, call it a day, and try and prepare going forward.
And looking at it from the perspective of the losing side here in this divisional round, it all ends so abruptly, doesn't it? A few hours ago, you got all this hope and anticipation of maybe a deep run, and now you're out of it.
Well,